Hey, happy Residue Free Friday, June 17th. So I wanted to talk about, I thought it was so good. I'm pretty sure you saw the Red Table Talk with Jada and Will from last week about her having a relationship with August Alsina. And so I thought this was a prime example to really talk about how being residue free and how important it is to being, getting rid of residue from those negative experiences from our past, and how it can really cause havoc and damage in our life and relationships and our physical health, even in our mental health, And Jada, honestly, if you looked at it, she expressed the space that she was in during that time and how it wasn't a good space. She wasn't happy, and although she had, it's like she had no financial issues. She wasn't concerned about paying her bills. She's wealthy. I'm sure she has a chef. I'm sure she has somebody to come clean her. I'm sure she has a nanny. She had a nanny, somebody to clean her house. She was able to have children on her own, right? And her children are healthy. She's traveled the world, seen the world. She's been in movies, TV shows, has celebrities as friends. But even in the midst of all of that, money cannot erase residue. Money cannot heal you from a traumatic event. Money cannot buy love. Money doesn't make you happy. And so she mentioned that she was unhappy and thought that Will should help her in this process, that she had this false narrative that Will was supposed to give her something to make her feel better. And so that's one of the tricks of the enemy, where the enemy likes to loop that in our heads, that another person is what should be able to give us some type of life to make us feel better. But really, that's where we get stuck. That's where the enemy tries to help us to stay in that place in our subconscious, and we don't take ownership of the joy that comes from within. You know what I mean? And so we have to realize joy never comes from other people, never comes from outside sources. It always has to come from within us. But when you have residue within, it's kind of challenging to really grab hold of the reality, right? The reality in a way that you realize how blessed you are, how fortunate you are, you know what I mean? And as a result, if you think about it, there is a magnitude and a power with residue, and it is so powerful that it manipulates your subconscious in a way that influences you to irrational thinking and irrational behavior, and so it tricks reality in a way where you believe like this false narrative. And so the enemy doesn't want you to be whole. The enemy doesn't want you to be residue free. You know what I mean? And so although Jada may have worked on that residue, and she may have worked on it, but then the question, if you think about it, so was there residue that developed in Will as a result of that incident happening, as a result of that relationship happening? Did some type of residue develop in him? You know what I mean? And so as a result, does he have irrational thoughts? Does he have irrational behaviors that come up as a result of what she did? You know what I mean? And how he processed it? You know what I'm saying? And so if you just think about it, there could be residue on his side as well, just from that incident. That is just kind of how I would say incidences and experiences sometimes can happen and really create a fingerprint on your subconscious in a way where it leaves that residue. And so the question is for you, I'm talking about Will and Jada, but the question is, what residue do you have that you haven't totally surrendered over to God? And so that is the residue for thought for today. Okay. The residue for thought for today is there some residue that you still have in your life that you haven't totally surrendered over to the Lord? So until next time, my Lioness Queens, be safe, be blessed, and strive to be residue free.